Welcome to Thronecast, the official guide to Game of Thrones from Sky Atlantic HD. So we've just watched episode 4, and now his watch has ended. And coming up tonight, we ask Nikolaj Coster-Waldau just how bad can things get for Jaime? We head north to look into the mysterious world of cosplay. Elio and Linda help us find the Lord of Light. And to whet your appetite, we'll get a look at next week's episode. Now, you are no longer slaves. You are free people. Who's with me? Hello? Come back! What's Daenerys got that I haven't got? Wow, what an episode, and what an ending. I actually punched the air when Krasnus got flambéed. The lesson learned there is when you sell a slave army in return for a dragon, make sure it's got a muzzle on it. And Daenerys freed the Unsullied. They're no longer slaves, which is of course wonderful, but now she's got to worry about health insurance, a pension plan, 4 weeks paid holiday, bank holidays. It's very, very complicated. She's not thought it through. And blimey, it was a bloodbath at Craster's Place. We're the Night's Watch. We've defended Westeros for over 8,000 years. We are the swords in the darkness, the watchers on the wall, the shield that guards the realms of men. But if we get a bit hungry, we get a little bit stabby and start slitting each other's throats. And it was great to see a bit more of Varys in this episode. Now, he was already one of my favourite characters, and then we found out he keeps a man prisoner in a box. I thought I was the only one who did that. Here, do you want a biscuit? Have a biscuit. Here comes the Raven. Good boy. And joining me now, possibly just to lead me back where we started from, it's journalist, author and Catelyn Stark impersonator, Grace Dent. Hello.
Hello.
What an episode that was.
Gosh.
Where does it come in your chart? Because I know you keep a chart of your favourite episodes.
I don't want to get hysterical, but I think that was maybe one of my favourite episodes of all time, even out of season 1 and 2.
And you are the queen of hyperbole, so it would take a lot for you to say that.
How dare you? But you know, those scenes with Daenerys.
She was incredible in this episode.
There isn't anywhere else on television that you're going to see such big budget, beautifully shot pictures of, you know, of a woman in kind of full Boudica mode. I just thought it was wonderful.
It was very stirring.
I thought it was a very complex idea, you know, this idea she's gone in and she's freed the slaves, but then kept them on as kind of like as a team, as a band, you know, exactly kind of how Khal Drogo was with you know, it was just the idea that, you know, if people aren't complete slaves, you know, they maybe have more loyalty to you.
Yeah.
It's fascinating.
And what's going on with Sansa then? I mean, she seems to be a very, like, a key piece on the big chessboard, a key cog in the political machine.
Well, she is, yes, very, very valuable as a hostage and a guest and a wife. She's very valuable as all these things. But, you know, I think that, you know, right up until the last, say, 2 episodes, we've seen her very broken and but also quite strong, keeping her defences up, knowing how to play the game. And now a few people have offered her friendship. She's crumbling.
Oh, but do you think that can go well for Sansa?
No. Do you think that Marjorie really wants her to be her friend? No. It's absolutely, but there's also this kind of this bittersweetness because, you know, we're seeing this kind of softening in Sansa's face for the first time ever. Like, you know, and there's little moments that I think are so beautifully done where Marjorie just kind of touches her and is soft with her and kind of cups her waist when she walks, and you think these are all the marks of someone who is wanting to be a friend.
So this business with Littlefinger then. So in terms of him and Sansa, I can't help wonder what he's up to. So like, if you think well of him and think about how much he loves Catelyn, is it just an elaborate way of getting Sansa back to Catelyn?
No.
Or is he really manoeuvring to become King of the North?
I don't think Littlefinger wants to become King of the North because I don't think that he enjoys a role where he is front of house. I think that the role that he does enjoy is behind the scenes with all the power and the money and the women and the whatever, but not with his head on the line. But I do think that he knows their value as a Stark.
And finally, I just wanted to hear what you think about, where is Theon? What's going on there? What was that? That was the oddest thing. Who are those people? Are they people allied to the Starks? What are they to do with his dad? What's going on?
I've really thought about this, Geoff, and I don't know.
I know. I've not even got a theory.
But wasn't that so unexpected that Theon was just going to end up back in captivity by the end? And I just thought that was just almost a beautiful Hammer horror moment.
Yeah.
All I can think at the moment is that this man is just a sadist and he's just got massive pleasure out of it. I can't think who he's aligned with.
Well, we shall see.
We really will.
Grace, thank you so much.
Thank you.
So, just when we think it can't get any worse for Jaime Lannister, it does. Let's hear from the man himself, Nikolaj Coster-Waldau. Hello, Kingslayer.
Hello.
Does that feel like an insult?
I can deal with it, yes. I'm fine.
Do people shout insults at you as Jaime?
No, they don't. I mean, the only weird experience I've ever had, but basically, most people are really nice. But there was this, a maid came to visit in Belfast, went out to a restaurant, and this, the waiter came over and said, can I have your autograph? And I said, sure, yeah, of course. And then I'm signing, and he goes, you're a real aren't you? And I go, what? You're a real Oh, no, I love the show. All right, okay. All right, cheers. I hate you. That was weird.
Yeah.
The only moment where there was a bit of tension in the air. Otherwise, people have surprisingly seem to like the character.
Has filming season 3 been any more pleasant for you? Because you were really grubbing around in the mud a lot in the last series.
Well, I mean, for Jaime, the character hasn't been... It's kind of gone from bad to worse. But for me, as an actor, it's been great.
In last season, we saw Jaime in reduced circumstances. In this season, he's in perhaps even more reduced circumstances, certainly less of a swashbuckler than previously.
True.
How was that? Is it more fun playing somebody who's like cock of the world, or is it more fun playing somebody who's down on the luck?
Well, what's great about it is, of course, that we've seen him, you know, at his best or at his full strength, and so for me, it's a lot of fun to then just go the other route. And the interesting thing with this world is that they don't really pull their punches. They you know, you think, well, now he's suffered enough, but no, we have to get him right down to the very edge of his existence before we let go.
You see, it must make any setback in real life feel like nothing.
Exactly.
You get a tax bill you're not expecting. Who cares?
Who cares?
Who cares? And his life is changing as well in more ways than one. His relationship with his sister's changing too.
It is, but it's, I guess, for him, he doesn't know what's going on. One of the things that define him, the way I see it, is, of course, his love for his sister, for Cersei. Looking in from the outside, I think it's pretty obvious that he loves her more than she loves him.
Oh.
Yes.
What's more depressing than unrequited incest?
Yeah, exactly. Nothing worse.
Well, thanks for coming and visiting with me.
Thank you. It was great.
And you can watch the whole of that interview at sky.com/Game of Thrones. Now, usually at this point of the programme, I'm joined by Annabel Port. As you can see, she's not here. Where are you, Annabel?
Thanks, Geoff. I'm in Morecambe, famous for Eric Morecambe and potted shrimps, and now the UK's #1 Jon Snow cosplayer, Andy Webster. Hello, Andy.
Hello, Annabel.
So you're a Jon Snow cosplayer. You're going to have to explain to me first, what is cosplay?
Cosplay is basically an advanced form of fancy dress.
What came first? Were you a very obsessive Game of Thrones fan, or did you see the character first and then get very into the show?
No, I really got into the show first, and then as I started seeing Jon Snow on screen, looked at the costume and thought, yeah, I'd love to do that. I kind of look a bit like the guy, so yeah.
Well, I don't know why we're standing here with you in your jeans and jacket. I think we need to see this costume. This is more like it. You look amazing. Where did you get it all from?
A number of places, sourcing bits from eBay. My wife is a costume designer, so she does a lot of stuff. Made the majority of it, really. So. And
how do you get it to look so authentic? What are the techniques for making it so distressed?
On the leather especially, take a standing knife to it, sandpaper. One particular favourite is driving the car over it a number of times.
And tell me about the sword. We cannot ignore this sword.
Yeah, the whole thing was custom made. A friend of mine who's a prop builder.
You need to get it out. Come on, show me it. Oh, careful, careful. Oh, thank you very much, Andy Webster.
So one thing we never found out this week is what does happen when the non-existent bumps up against the decrepit. Let's find out. Here's Elio and Linda. Hello.
Hello, Geoff.
Hello. So first off, I want to talk religion with you. Now the Brotherhood Without Banners, they are the followers of the Lord of Light, but we hear about these 7 gods. Where do they fit into it? Is he one of the 7 gods? What's the deal?
No, the Lord of Light, this is R'hllor, the same god that Melisandre's been talking about. And the reason that they've caught on to this seems to be Thoros of Myr. He's from the free city of Myr, and he's actually a Red Priest, just like Melisandre. So he's been spreading the word among the Brotherhood.
And then the other thing I wanted to ask about this week, I mean, we just saw that massacre at Craster's place with members of the Night's Watch dropping like flies left, right and centre. What effect does that have on the Night's Watch? Does it make a big dent in it?
It certainly does. Just the slaughter at the Fist of the First Men, I mean, you had a couple hundred perhaps killed. And the Night's Watch in total was about 1,000 men, and maybe 300 of those were actually fighting men. And then what happens at Craster's Keep means, you know, the loss of the leadership of Lord Mormont and, a mutiny basically. It's very problematic, especially now you know Mance has sent Tormund and the wildlings to attack.
Well, we shall see what happens when that army gets there. Elio, Linda, thank you so much.
Our pleasure.
Our pleasure.
Don't forget, there's an all-new episode of Game of Thrones on Sky Atlantic HD on Monday night, and you can see everything so far with Sky On Demand. And before we go, here's an intriguing glimpse of next week's episode.
Lord of Light, give us wisdom. Show us the truth.
Lord Bolton, I give you the Kingslayer. In war, you kill your enemies.
He has to die. This is a plot. We need to act first. You can't mean it. Tywin Lannister knows what he needs to do to crush us in a day.
I like you, boy. But if you lie to me, I'll pull your guts out through your throat.